Hi there, Tammy Beard with Stampin' Savvy. Thanks for joining me. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a easy wreath card. We're going to do a Christmas card or holiday card today together, and then I'm going to give you a peek of the card that was on the blog yesterday that is a fall card, so you can kind of see the versatility. We're using the Pop of Petals bundle again today. One of my favorites. I think that this is a all-season set. Really, you can get just a lot of mileage out of this set. And the nice thing is it's a punch bundle. So it comes with the classic red rubber stamp set. There's 12 pieces here with a variety of the flowers and the leaves. And then you also get the 4-petal flower punch for quick and easy projects. So let me show you the card that we're going to be making together today. It's this one right here. So I'm going to show you how to do this do-it-yourself wreath with a single flower, a single leaf stamp. Really, really simple and easy. And the nice thing is that you can use it to create whatever size wreath that you want. So let's go ahead and get started. So let me set this off to the side. Okay, so what I've got is I have a piece of real red cardstock that I have cut in half, and then I have scored it in half to create an A2 card base. So let's just give that a nice crease there. This is the 6x6 REGALS Designer Series paper. The real red is part of the REGALS color collection. This is absolutely wonderful for your fall and winter projects. So we're going to use the real red right here. It comes in 4 different patterns. So you get the regal color with white polka dots or a tone on polka dots. And then if you flip it over, you get a tone on tone stripes or the red and white stripes. So you've got 4 different patterns of each color in the collection. So 10 colors in the REGALS collection. Like I said, great for winter and fall projects. And then I've used the coordinating cardstock pack to get the real red cardstock card base. So let's go ahead and we're going to bring in our multi-purpose glue here. And we're going to go ahead and just give that. And this is really strong stuff, so you don't need very much of this. A little bit goes a long way. That's probably the biggest reason. If you don't like the glue, it's probably because you're a little heavy-handed with it. It's just a matter of getting used to it. I also like the snail, but I do use the glue a lot. Now what I've done is I've cut this at 1.5 inches wide, and I just kept it at the 6 inches, and I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to cut this off with my scissors. I just find that easier than cutting it ahead of time. And then our ribbon embellishment here. This is the MINI-RUFFLED ribbon in the Tranquil Tide. And oh my goodness, look at this. Is that not scrummy? It is absolutely beautiful. And I was a little concerned. I'm not sure how well it was going to tie into bows, especially for cards when you need to kind of make small bows. But I am very happy to report that it is absolutely lovely to work with. It's very, very malleable, thin, just really, really easy to work with, as I will show you here. Let me get this real small. So really easy, but is that not just beautiful? Absolutely beautiful ribbon. And this is available in all of the 2017 through 2019 in colors. So I've just taken a piece and snipped it off about the length that I'm going to need. We're going to bring in our snail, the double-sided tape runner. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And we're just going to run right along the edge here. Oops. Right along the edge between where that meets. That off. And then go ahead and just put that down across there. And if you're not sure, use your grid paper to line this up to make sure, and I'm a little bit high, so let's bring that down a little bit. And use your lines, and it'll tell you whether or not you're going straight across. I'm still a little off there. There we go. Okay, now I know that it's lined up perfectly. Let's just give that a snip. Speaking of snips, I can't seem to find my snips. They're probably buried under something at the moment. If you saw my craft room, you would laugh. I've got so many projects going at one time, it's kind of crazy. So, okay, now this is a piece of just regular Whisper White. This is the largest square from the Layering Squares framelit set. And then I've taken the largest scallop square and I've cut that in Tranquil Tide. So this is going to go here. We're going to stamp the wreath on here. It's going to go just like that. So let's go ahead and stamp the wreath. Let's move these out of the way. Now what I like to do with the wreath is use 3 colors. Use kind of a light, a medium, and a dark. So in this case, Mint Macaron, Tranquil Tide, and Shaded Spruce are the 3 colors that I'm going to use. And we're using this little 3-leaf, kind of watercolory looking leaf stamp from that Papa Petals stamp set. So let's go ahead and we'll start with the Mint Macaron. We're just going to ink this up. And what we're going to do is we're going to just form a circle with this. So we're going to just start, and you're just going to kind of overlap each one as you go. Okay? And you're just forming the circle as you go. Okay? Just like that. Easy peasy, right? Okay. Now let's bring in Tranquil Tide, the old style ink pad. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of go back and see there's one here and one here. I'm going to kind of go in the center there, and I'm going to go a little bit towards the outside. And I'm going to do the same thing that I just did before. You're just going back around the circle. Okay, just like that. And then let's bring in our last one, which is the Shaded Spruce. And let's do the same thing. And I think we've got one more. And there we go. Now, I'll give you a tip. If you do this and let's say there's a spot that's a little bit wonky, or you feel like it's not quite circle, like let's say right here you wanted a little bit more. Let's go back in. I've already stamped this. I'm not going to re-ink it again. And let's just do one right there. Okay? You see how you get a little bit different color? That's another thing that you can do. If you don't have the 3 different stamp sets, what you can do is do one fully inked, okay, and then come back in and do one stamped off, and you'll get the effect of 2 different colors with one stamp set. Now if you've got 2 stamp sets, you could do the same thing, and what it does is it just creates that dimension. Those different colors work together so that it gives it more of a dimensional effect as opposed to just a really flat effect that you would get with just a single color. But that's as easy as it is. So this is a pretty small one right here. I've got one that I did that this one was quite larger. This is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. This is the size of the card that I showed on the blog yesterday. Same colors, just bigger. You're just forming a bigger circle. And you can keep stamping as much or as little as you want. Okay? So that's as simple as that is to do the wreath. Is that not easy peasy? Okay, now while we have the Shaded Spruce stamp set out, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp the sentiment. And this is going to go about right here. So I've got our sentiment here, and we're going to be doing the Season's Greetings from Our Home to Yours from the Merry Christmas to All stamp set. Really, really like this set. There's so many things that you can do with it. It's designed to mix and match. So you could do this kind of scripty Merry and then this block font Christmas. You could do a scripty Happy and then do Holiday. You could do Have a Merry Christmas. so many different things that you can do to mix and match these different words right here. And then it's got these 3 other greetings that you could put on the inside, or you could put these on the outside and put this on the inside, a couple of accent stamps, and this is a really big set. This is a photopolymer set, which I really, really like, so it makes it really easy for placement. But look at all the different choices that you've got. You'll notice the size is not the same to fit on the front. This is a reduced size, so these are actually the size of the stamps. But look at that set right there, or that stamp right there. Isn't that gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful. Just love this set. Okay, so we're going to use this one. So let's go ahead and ink this up. And this is really easy to do because photopolymer allows you to really get that easy placement. So again, line it up on your grid sheet, and there we go. Give that perfect. See that how easy that is? Okay, now we're going to do our flowers. So this is going to go on here just like that. But before we attach this, let's go ahead and we're going to bring in our Real Red ink pad that matches the Real Red cardstock, which matches the Real Red Designer Series paper. And we are going to stamp the flower, and then we're also going to stamp the, take this off, we're going to stamp this little accent stamp right here in the red. So let's actually bring this over, and we're just going to do this a few times here. Part of that's going to get covered up by the flowers, the poinsettia flowers, so that's going to work. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. You notice my arrow. If you missed that tip on Wednesday's video, I will link to it at the end. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and we're done with this one. We're going to bring in our 4-petal flower punch, and we are going to go ahead and stamp these, or punch these stamped images out. And because of that stamp alignment, it just makes it really, really easy to line up your punch. Okay, let's go ahead. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a trick on how to get the leaves to curl. So you can take your bone folder and just kind of rub it on the underside of your cardstock. Now this is going to make it go down. You can also make it, see how it sits like that? Which is actually going to sit up on a dimensional. The other thing you can do is you can go the opposite way. So you go, just turn it over, and then there you go. And let's do our last one here. Just kind of gives it a little bit extra dimension so that it doesn't lay so flat. Okay, we're going to bring in our glue dots. And let's do one here. And now what we're going to do, instead of just going square like that, we're going to offset these just a little bit because we're doing 3 layers on the poinsettia instead of like the normal 2. Okay, and I actually did this the wrong direction. I wanted this one on the bottom. Let me do this real quick. I meant the ones to go down to go on the bottom, but oh well, easily fixed. Okay, so see how I'm just kind of offsetting these a little bit each time we go? Okay, there we go. That will work. Okay, then we're going to bring in a dimensional, but before we do that, let's go ahead and let's get this glued on. Again, don't need very much glue. The nice thing too about the glue is that it allows you, it'll slip a little bit just for about 10-15 seconds. So if you want to try and get your placement right and you need to move it a little bit, you can do that. So okay, we've got that. Now let's go ahead and get our dimensionals, and we're going to do dimensionals here on the corners, one there in the center. Let's go Go ahead and pull these off. And we're going to go ahead and put this on just like that. Okay, let's attach our flower. So I've got a single dimensional that I'm going to pop this up on the back. And it's going to go right there in the corner. And then I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella. Got to have some shimmer, especially for Christmas. And just give it a really quick, nothing special. Don't have to work at this. Okay. And then our last touch is going to be the red rhinestone basic jewels. I'm going to bring in my pickup tool here, and we're going to pick these up, or I'm going to try and pick these up. There we go. And I'm just going to do, how many am I going to do? You know the answer to this. The answer is 3. Why? Because the eye likes 3. And one more. This being stubborn. Okay, there we go. Right in the center. And there you go. Now you have got a beautiful holiday card. See how easy that was? And the nice thing is, if you're doing multiples of these, let's say you want to use this and do a lot of your Christmas cards this way, then the ticket is to do what I call the batch processing, where go ahead and cut all of your pieces ahead of time. You know, cut your Whisper White on your Stampin' Trimmer is probably going to be the easiest. Just check your size. And then, you know, do all your Tranquil Tide pieces at the same time. And then just sit and do your wreaths while you're watching TV in the evenings. And, you know, stamp and punch your poinsettias and put those together. And then when you're all done, just do your assembly in one afternoon. You could probably easily get, you know, 40, 50, 60 cards done in an afternoon with that process. Really, really easy. And then let me show you the card that I shared yesterday on the blog. Was this one here. This was the fall card that I did. So again, this was the size for this one with the same colors I used today. These were Pear Pizzazz, Old Olive, and Mossy Meadow were the 3 greens that I used for this. And then again, that's the REGALS Designer Series paper that I had shared with you earlier. The REGALS cardstock pack for the leaves, this Cajun Craze layer, as well as the card base. That's from the Country Home stamp set. And then I brought in the neutrals of Crumb Cake and Early Espresso. But you could certainly use any of the colors from the REGALS collection, like maybe the pumpkin pie with the Cajun Craze ink would work. And then that's that galvanized buttons in the holiday catalog. But a great versatile set. Easy, quick, and all seasons. So I hope you liked today's project. I hope that this was helpful for you to see how to do the do-it-yourself wreaths yourself, because they really, really are great, easy, fun to do. If you liked today's video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel as well as my blog. I do include free project tutorials and more Stampin' Savvy tips in my Stampin' Savvy newsletter that you can sign up for on the blog, as well as do all of your shopping for your Stampin' Up! Supplies. So until next time, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.